This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. Topping our news at this hour, people arrested in Tampa for feeding the homeless in a public park. The entire thing was live streamed on Facebook and is now getting national attention.
Those 7 arrested were serving food without a permit and violating a Tampa City ordinance. ABC7's Kate Flexter has been looking into our local ordinances, and she joins us now with the details. Kate.
Thanks, guys. Well, it turns out there's no local ordinance to restrict public food sharing here in Sarasota. But that incident is sparking a conversation about the most effective way to help those in need.
The people at this table have been trespassed.
Activists were feeding the homeless in a public park in Tampa after police warned they were violating city ordinance.
The hunger enforcement officers are here.
Tampa police staying true to their word, arresting 7 people in a controversial move. The entire thing streamed live on Facebook.
That's very disappointing to me. You know, it's hard for me to believe that in America people can be arrested for feeding people.
Leslie Lovelace of the Suncoast Partnership to End Homelessness is one of many reacting to the incident.
Feeding the homeless in a park is not going to solve their homelessness, but by the same token, arresting people for feeding people in the park doesn't end homelessness either.
The National Coalition for the Homeless published a report in 2014 finding 30 cities in the country that restrict public food sharing in some way. 11 of those were in Florida, including Tampa, St. Pete, and Fort Lauderdale. Sarasota is not among those cities, only requiring a permit for crowds of 50 or more. That said, City Manager Tom Barwin does encourage people not to feed the homeless. He says the compassion is well-intended and needed, but instead encourages channeling it into longer-term solutions.
That's the only solution. Everything else is just a feel-good, short-term, not even Band-Aid on the problem.
The solution he's referring to is providing affordable housing and mental health care. Florida's ranked 49th in the nation for mental health spending per capita, and Barwin says the lack of resources shows.
That gap, that lack of funding, I think is showing in the streets of Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete's, Bradenton, Sarasota.
Only then, Barwin says, will we see change.
Slowly, we're becoming more enlightened with what the problem actually is and how the problem can actually be solved. And that is truly the compassionate approach.
As for the possibility of regulating public food sharing in Sarasota, Barwin tells us it's never come up in discussion. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Kate. New developments tonight in a murder investigation in Manatee County. Detectives are charging Crystal Diaz-Atunez with accessory after the fact in connection to a deadly shooting on December 26th. Detectives say she helped her husband, Carlos Valdovinos Aguirre, by lying to them after the murder. Detectives are still searching for him. They say he shot and killed 20-year-old Jose Armando Alonso Lopez at the El Paisano bar on 15th Street East in Onico. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should call Manatee County Crime Stoppers. And the search continues for the man suspected of shooting and killing an Orlando police sergeant on Monday. Authorities have increased the reward to $100,000 for information leading to the arrest of Markeith Lloyd. Authorities are also preparing arrest warrants for the people who may have helped Lloyd escape and hide from deputies following the murder of his pregnant ex-girlfriend. This was an earlier case. Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton was killed Monday after she approached Lloyd in a Walmart parking lot. Authorities say they have received 300 tips from the public.
During the search for Lloyd, another law enforcement official lost his life. Former Charlotte County resident and Orange County Sheriff's Deputy Norman Lewis was killed in a motorcycle crash while searching for Lloyd. Lewis attended Port Charlotte High School, and his parents still live in the area. Neighbors say Lewis, who was also called Big Norm, was still a part of the community.
It's really sad for the community, and it's sad for our nation and everything that something like this happens. That somebody so good is taken when the person that's responsible for this is not, and you can't even find him.
Law enforcement officials say the search for Lloyd has now expanded beyond the state of Florida, and they're doing everything they can to catch him. Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan wants to crack down on police killers throughout the country. A report from the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund says the number of police officer deaths from shootings increased 56% nationally in 2016. Buchanan wants to make it easier to impose the death penalty against cop killers. A bill proposed by Buchanan would be applicable whether the person is murdered on duty or because of their performance on duty.
And now for a check on our forecast, we'll head over to Bob. Not a bad day. We're starting to see that warming trend, Bob.
Yeah, temperature is already starting to be much more milder. This evening already at 67 degrees, which is quite comfortable considering what we had over the weekend. We do have some clouds around. It was a gorgeous sunset. Dew point now at 53. That number has come up. East winds at 8. And the pressure is still high, 30.35 inches now. What we have is a large area of high pressure to the east of the Carolinas out there in the Atlantic, providing us with this easterly wind, producing mild conditions right now, but this will turn to warm tomorrow, with highs expected to go into the upper 70s. Right now, some low-level moisture being fed in from that east to southeasterly wind flow. A few showers along the east coast, light. We've had a few sprinkles here along the west coast of Florida, too. Not much to really show you as far as that radar picture goes now. Most of the light rain is over and will stay that way through the night. We could see a little bit of patchy fog inland later on this evening, but the dry air is really in place in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which will inhibit any kind of rain forecast for a while. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. The West Villages in South Sarasota County has recently been named the 4th fastest growing master plan community in the country.
And now developers are in the process of making some major additions. ABC7's Dwayne Lindo is here with details. Dwayne?
Well, Scott, officials over at West Villages say these major additions happening this year are only the beginning.
The city of Northport and developers see an opportunity to take South County to the next level by way of West Villages.
Ranked number 4 in the United States as far as the sales volume of new homes in this area.
West Villages, a 10,000-acre master planned community between Venice and Northport, posted more than 800 home sales last year. Already with 4 neighborhoods developed, marketing manager Sandra Guffey says 3 more communities are slated for groundbreaking this year. One of those communities originating from developer Mattamy Homes.
Mattamy will, with about 600 homes, so you'd probably have about 600 families in this community. And then there will be another community just down the street that will begin, and that will have about 200 homes.
Also a shopping center in the works, with the first phase beginning this year.
We're processing the first commercial village, if you will, the Costamare. So I'm sure you're going to see some grocery stores right out of the gate. And some smaller retails to support all of those developments.
Northport planning manager Michelle Norton points to the economic growth it will bring to the city.
Eventually they'll bring employment and they'll add to our tax base.
Norton says the city and developers are working closely for this long-term build-out.
They're using new urbanism and they're really making changes that are going to benefit the community. They're bringing in amenities that the public really seems to be enjoying thus far.
Changes that will be made over a period of time.
We've put a lot of thought into not just what we're going to do today, but what we're going to do 20, 30 years from now, and how things will interconnect with roads, with parks, with bicycle paths, things that will really help make a community come together.
With a projected build-out in 40 to 50 years, West Villages is expected to have between 30,000 and 35,000 homes. Back to you.
Thank you, Dwayne.
All right, still to come on your Suncoast News tonight, leaving decisions regarding gun issues to the Florida legislature. Why local officials cannot pass any gun control measures.
And some potentially good news for college students, how Governor Rick Scott is trying to help save them a bit more cash.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
At SWC Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Eric Schrock.
Your home is the largest investment you have. So when you're looking for furniture, window treatments, and accessories from America's top brands like Henredon, American Leather, and Hunter Douglas, the only place you need to go is Bacon's. quality, service, price. Bacon's Furniture and Design, Sarasota.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Florida's First District Court of Appeals heard arguments this morning in a case about local government gun ordinances. A 2011 Florida law prohibits local governments from passing any gun control measures and leaves the issue entirely up to the legislature. Under the preemption law, local officials could be personally held liable for going against the legislature's wishes. City of Tallahassee has ordinances in place from 1957 and 1988 which prohibit someone from shooting a gun in a park. To date, the city has refused to repeal the gun ban.
If a law like this is able to stand, it allows for the state legislature to penalize personally elected officials who are duly elected by the citizens in their community over a policy difference.
Under state law, local officials could be subject to a $5,000 fine and removal from office if the gun preemption law is violated.
Governor Rick Scott is trying to help college students save some money. Today, Governor Scott said he would ask state legislators to enact proposals aimed at helping students graduate from college within 4 years. He's been firm about blocking tuition hikes at public universities in the state, and he said he also wants to freeze other fees charged to students. He's renewing his push to eliminate sales taxes charged on college textbooks. Legislators will consider the proposals during their session that starts in March.
Kind of feels like March as the weather gets a little warmer, doesn't it? We'll get the details on that with Bob Harrigan right after this.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on MySuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at MySuncoast.com/dining.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
It's time to go boating, but first, don't miss the 16th Annual Charlotte County Boat Show, January 12th to the 15th at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds. Show admission is free and on-site parking is only $5. January 12th to the 15th. Visit GoBoatingFlorida.com for more information.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, a beautiful day today and a beautiful end to the day, too. Our temperatures this morning were a little bit below average, but this afternoon's highs went above it. And Fred Seeger, a frequent contributor to our photos, and I tell you, he always does a great job out there on Siesta Key. Pretty flat, calm conditions out there. A few low clouds around as a result of some moisture being trapped under this very dry air mass that we're in right now. Van Wezel webcam showing a beautiful day out there. Throughout most of the morning, you'll see the clouds kind of rolling in after 2, 3 o'clock, and they were thickening up a bit. A few brief sprinkles were felt here and there, but a nice sunset it was, and it looks like things will stay pretty quiet overnight. Currently, we have a generally partly cloudy sky, 67 degrees, so still comfortable out there. An east wind at 8, and the pressure 30, 35, way up there, and that continues now to rise slightly. The high today got to 72, so above average for the first time in several days, and 85, the record set in 2013. This morning's low was cooler, 49 degrees, cooler than average, which is at 52 degrees, and no rainfall to report. So far for the month, we're well above average. And as far as temperatures go statewide, 50s, 60s, and 70s, 71 in Miami now, 64 in Orlando, and 67 degrees in Sarasota. Some key cities around town, 67 in Mayaca City, 63 in Sebring, Avon Park, you're at 63, Wauchula, 64. A couple degrees warmer in Inglewood, Northport, and Venice now, 67 degrees. And the Gulf water temperature, which is taken out at the end of the Venice Pier, is now at 64. Temperature, Placida at 57 for a low tonight. Northport at 51, 53 in Inglewood, 51 in Mayaca City, Osprey at 54 degrees, and Sarasota will be right around 56 to start the morning off. So temperatures will stay a few degrees above average, and it looks like that'll be a trend through the rest of the week and into the weekend and into early next week. A winter storm is causing some problems now into Wisconsin. Earlier, some snowfall there. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan had quite a bit of snowfall, but mostly rain now into Ohio, western Pennsylvania, as well as New York, because the temperatures now are really moderating after this weekend's cold snap. Winds out of the west and southwest there bringing in some warm temperatures. In fact, it's 47 in Pittsburgh, 39 in Buffalo, Columbus at 49 degrees, and 31 in Omaha. That Arctic air has kind of retreated back northward now over the northern plain states, and temperatures into the mid-70s in Dallas, and we'll warm up here into the upper 70s tomorrow. Right now it's 59 in Birmingham, Columbia, South Carolina at 54. Well, here's the forecast. As you see, high pressure to the east of the state will continue to bring us that east to southeasterly wind flow. A few showers and a few more clouds along the east coast. Not much for us in terms of rainfall. If we see anything at all, it'll be a light sprinkle here and there in the afternoon. But temperatures will be a bit warmer than they have been today. Highs will be into the mid to upper 70s for the most part. For beach and boating forecast, winds out of the east to northeast at 10 knots and then subsiding somewhat to 5 knots. We'll have a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 64 degrees. UV index will be high tomorrow at a 9 with lots of sunshine in the morning. As I mentioned, a few clouds rolling in the afternoon. High tide upcoming, 10:02, a low at 6:41 tomorrow morning. Just had the sunrise at 7:22. And the forecast looks like this. Tonight will be mild out there, 56 for your low, mostly fair. Some inland fog not out of the question. It will be patchy at best. East winds at 5 to 10. For tomorrow, looks good. Warming trend continues. Mostly sunny in the morning, a few clouds in the afternoon. High temperatures well above the average. And then the extended forecast shapes up to be a warm day on Thursday, all the way through the weekend and beyond. High temperatures back into the 80s all the way through the next, for the most part, 6 days. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. We do have some breaking news. A police chase just ended in South Sarasota County. The chase started with sheriff's deputies north of University Parkway in Manatee County and ended near US 41 and Seminole Road in Venice. Sources say deputies are now looking for someone in the woods. We will bring you more details as they become available.
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll introduce you to a mote marine scientist and a TV star who is busting those myths out there.
Tonight, transfer of power. President Obama delivers his farewell address. And then, it's President-elect Trump's first news conference since his election night victory. With 10 days to the inauguration, this is where America turns. World News Tonight with David Muir.
When caring for my wife alone became too much for me, I called my long-term care insurance company to get help from granny nannies. Now the most wonderful nurses help me with her care.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
That will look great on you. Every time you shop here, you have the power to change lives.
Does she work here?
No, she's just a proud supporter of Goodwill.
The official salon of ABC7.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Come meet the artists and enjoy their creations at the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. Over 100 artists and thousands of works of contemporary art in photography, glass, sculpture, jewelry, and much more. The 5th Annual Sarasota Fine Art Festival, Saturday and Sunday, January 14th and 15th on Main Street between Osprey and Orange Avenues in downtown Sarasota. Bring your love and appreciation of art to the Sarasota Fine Art Festival. For more information, visit ParagonArtEvents.com.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Tonight we honor a woman who had doors slammed in her face several times as she fought her way up to become a top scientist at Mote Marine Laboratory.
Dr. Tracy Fanara never took no for an answer, and now she is also the host of a national TV show. ABC7's Linda Carson has her story.
Tracy Fanara grew up in Buffalo, New York, and fell in love with science at a very young age.
There was an invention convention in kindergarten, and then I think I won it again in 3rd grade and 5th grade.
She started college at Hobart and William Smith, but her parents moved to Florida, so she decided to transfer to the University of Florida. But she didn't have the right courses, and they wouldn't let her in.
So I went to the University of Florida, and I knocked on everybody's door until somebody let me in, and the College of Engineering did.
She majored in environmental engineering.
My parents would only pay for so much college, so I had to do the 5-year engineering program within 3 years.
She worked several years after graduation, then went back to school.
When you decide to go back to school at 27, you feel, you can't help but to think that when you graduate, you're going to be old.
But she says it was the best thing she ever did.
Goals and dreams don't really have a timeline. As soon as you find your passion, you should go for it.
She loved her studies.
So I did my master's in stormwater treatment. I was a storm chaser, actually. It was pretty cool. And then my doctorate degree I did in low impact development, sustainable design.
After graduation, she went to work for Moat Marine Laboratories. She met her husband when she went to a bachelorette party in Las Vegas.
We had our first date the next night. I was supposed to leave the next day, and very unlike myself, I ended up staying there for 2 weeks.
He moved to Florida and they've been together 7 years, and she has a great job at Moat.
I run the environmental health program.
She also hosts a national TV show on the Science Channel called Mythbusters. She finds it a great way to share her love for science.
I feel like you have so much potential with TV to present science in a fun and entertaining way to such a broad demographic. And I really think I could be impactful in that sense.
And her life lesson?
The main thing is that you can do anything with passion and hard work. If you work like crazy for your goals, you will get there eventually.
It seems like you can always find Dr. Fenara here at her desk at Moat Marine Laboratories. And you can also see her on the Science Channel on Mythbusters every Saturday night at 9. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Linda. I have a feeling that she does a lot more than sit at the desk because she's a really busy woman.
I've seen her too on that a couple times.
On that show? That's very
absolutely.
cool. Yeah.
And she's a storm chaser at one point too, she said. Yeah.
Born in Buffalo, and she's a Gator.
Yeah.
So we got that in common with her.
Lots going on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Looking pretty good weather-wise this evening. If you're out for a walk or a jog or you're going out to eat, then not a problem. Awesome.
World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
We'll see you tonight at 11. Have a wonderful evening.